More on our top story tonight. Singapore secured $17.2 billion worth of investments last year. That's more than the $15.2 billion in 2019. It is also more than the $8 to $10 billion target set by the Economic Development Board. Trade and Industry Minister Chan Chun Sing says Singapore has remained attractive to global firms, even amid the pandemic. And for more insights, we're joined by EDB's Executive Vice President Tan Kong Hwee. Well, Kong Hwee, a decade high of investments last year, and that's despite COVID-19, but the road ahead is set to remain challenging. So are there any new plans or ideas by EDB to continue attracting investments here?
Now, global companies are here in Singapore to tap on the growth of Asia. And the good news is that they remain quite interested because they see the growth prospects here in this part of the world. With Singapore's strong fundamentals such as the rule of law, our talented workforce, our connectivity, as well as us being welcoming and open, we are in a very good position. And so we don't really have to reinvent the wheel there. Now, what we have to do differently in 2021 is we have to work really closely with our long-standing partners as well as potential investors. We have to listen closely to the difficulties that they're facing. For example, I work with companies day in and day out. They tell me that indeed 2021 is challenging for them. They are cautious about making investment commitments. So we have to understand where they are trying to head as companies, as many could also be contemplating changes in business direction, business models, as well as changes to their operations. So paying close attention to them and understanding their needs and being welcoming to them.
Yeah, EDB has identified 4 key strategies this year, including strengthening Singapore's position as a critical node in the global value chain. What's in the pipeline to advance these strategies?
In the area of supply chain, I think the pandemic has really brought us some good opportunities to participate in a global supply chain for vaccines. So last year, we saw the announcement from Thermo Fisher. They committed to investing in a fill and finish facility in Singapore that will be producing vaccines. We will continue our work in this area. We have discussions with a number of companies, and we hope that we would be able to secure some deals this year. And I think Minister Chan also spoke about the importance of innovation as well as sustainability. On this, in this aspect, we hope to focus on new growth areas such as agri-tech, mobility, as well as technologies that can contribute to sustainability. Now, again, not everything is new. We are a diversified economy that has strengths in many sectors. So that has helped us remain quite resilient in times of crisis. So the EDB will continue to pursue a range of opportunities in the industries that will continue to make sense for Singapore.
Yeah, so agri-tech, as you mentioned, also over 19,000 jobs are expected to be created through the investments attracted last year. So where else are these jobs going to be in, and how will EDB ensure that these investments will benefit Singaporeans?
The 19,000 jobs that we created in the next few years will be in a range of industries. So the major contributors will be in electronics, biomedical sciences, logistics, as well as infocoms. Now, by job types, they will be in the areas of production, digital, as well as business and commercial services. So having this very good range of job opportunities for Singaporeans, it is important that we make sure that Singaporeans has relevant skills. So this is why we have made a lot of effort to partner with companies as well as other government agencies to set up training programs. Last year, you have heard announcements from companies such as Bosch, Siemens, Microsoft, to name a few. Combined, they are going to be providing thousands of training positions that will see job seekers train in the area of digital skills as well as Industry 4.0.
Yeah, and also I wanted to ask you, last year EDB started adopting a longer-term approach towards meeting investment commitment goals, instead of focusing just on year-to-year numbers. So how has it changed the way it works on the ground then?
In fact, setting these medium to long-term targets really to reflect, the way in which we work on the ground. So on the ground at EDB, we take a medium to long-term view to our industries, and we also take the approach of industry and ecosystem development in our work. On top of that, we also engage with our companies closely, as I've talked about earlier. We engage with them closely to understand future trends of industry as well as where these companies are heading. That has served us very well. It has helped us stay ahead of the curve. So going back to digital, it was a few years ago when we started encouraging Singaporeans to take up digital skills. And now that we see companies such as Zoom, Johnson Controls, as well as P&G expanding their digital teams in Singapore, we hope that Singaporeans will be able to find exciting job opportunities in this space.
All right. Thanks very much for that, Tan Kong Hwee, who's Executive Vice President at EDB.